Violence erupted, vehicles and public property vandalized. The Indian Army called in with shoot at sight orders. Behind all this unprecedented escalation, what is the bone of contention? So hello everybody, this is Aditi Saxena, and in this particular video, we shall delve deeper into the nuances of the ongoing strife in the Northeast. Alright, so let's get started without further ado. As you can view onto your screen that the flow of the session will be as follows. Firstly, we'll be dealing with the escalation of the situation along with the timeline of the conflict. We'll also be understanding the legal backdrop and how this entire situation augured, along with the stance of both the central and the state government. Now, these violent clashes are in their simplest version a conflict between the two rival tribal groups. Now, who are these tribal groups? At one end, we have the Meiteis, and on the other hand, we have the Kukis and the Nagas. But what exactly for? So let's try to understand the core of the situation. So on May 3rd, a tribal solidarity march was organized by the All Tribal Student Union of Manipur, which was against a judgment which was passed by a single judge bench of the Manipur High Court on the inclusion of a major tribal group, that is Meiteis, in the scheduled tribe category list. Now this is the inception point wherein all this destruction in the state happened and several of thousands of people were displaced from the state. Now all this friction is not new to the state. The northeastern state of India has a checkered history of long-standing insurgencies and tribal protests. So let's try to understand who are these Meiteis basically. They are a dominant Hindu tribal group of Manipur with a population of around 53%. They are comparatively advanced community as compared to the other tribal groups and are even highly represented in the state politics. On the other hand, we have the tribal group including Kukis and Nagas, who were against this current judgment passed by the High Court, and they form approximately 40% of the state's population. They are a Christian tribal community. Now you must have heard about this shoot at sight order. Now we'll try to fathom what this order is and from where did it attaches all its legality from. So this order was passed by the Manipur government, keeping in mind the volatile situation of the state. Even the Indian Army and the Assam Rifles were pitched in order to quell the situation. So this particular order is an uncommon law wherein the police are authorized to use lethal force in face of an imminent threat to the public order. This is also used in order to disabandon any unlawful assembly. Even the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which authorizes the use of force in the areas which are termed as disturbed areas. Now let's try to gauge the legal aspect of the issue, which dates back to earlier in this year, wherein the Manipur High Court asked the state government to recommend the inclusion of Meiteis in the scheduled tribe list. Subsequently, this was the flashpoint wherein all the violent protests occurred and stoked apprehensions among other tribal groups. They feared that their lands would be encroached and even their rights would be usurped. This was subsequently taken into cognizance by the Supreme Court of India, led by the current Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, who highlighted that the recommendation of scheduled tribe category list of a tribe is not under the purview of power of a high court. And they even asked the central and the state government to ensure that the proper resettlement exercise is taken and that the victims should get access to all the basic amenities. The law and order situation in Manipur has somewhat placated. Nevertheless, this entire incident has brought to fore the decade-old fissures among the tribal groups. Now, with already thousands of people fled the state, creating a sense of assurance and security among the people is an imperative, because this is the only way in which peace and tranquility can transpire in the region. So this is it from my end. I genuinely hope that you would all have extracted some knowledge through this video. Thank you and have a nice day.